All right, man. So, as promised, so as delivered. We're gonna do some free agency stuff. I was a little late on the 8 ball. I was getting all this set up, and my wife's like, "Hey, we got to take the car in to get repaired." Like, bro, are you serious? So I had to scramble back, and so now I'm kind of just getting caught up myself with what's going on here. Which one are we doing? We're doing this one. All right, so it looks like safety Xavier McKinney is a top tier target for the Green Bay Packers and the Eagles. Let's go, son. All right, Saints Demario Davis reworked his deal. Packers reportedly hosting Jaguars safety Rayshon Jenkins per PFT. Jenkins is free to sign with anyone because he was cut. Packers also signed tight end Tyler Davis. I did see that. Christian Wilkins, we got Vikings, Browns, Texans, Lions. Eagles are trying to get Saquon, as well as the Texans. And let's see. DeAndre Swift to the Bears. I mean, not officially, but that looks like they're working on that. All right. Legal tampering. All right, so we're all caught up, basically. There might have been some other stuff that I missed. I created a little list for us here so we can kind of track this as we go along. This may go fast. This may go slow. I'm going to do the best I can to... I wonder if I should do this differently. I think I will. Let me actually do this so I can show you more than one thing here. Let's stop that screen. Howdy doody, folks. Share screen. Ding, 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 dong, dong. All right. And then I can bring this over here when need be. We got anything new going on here? That way we can check out some other things going on. Hold on. Let me pull it up over here, and then we'll bring it up over there. For free. Yeah. I think what I want is this. Keep feeling. That was on the radio when I was taking the car in. All right, so there we go. Xavier McKinney is a target for the Packers. We'll see if they pull the trigger on it. I'll keep that zoomed in so you can kind of see it. Why do I have that on two different screens here? I don't need that. Nothing going on here. Hit the refresh. Got to be something going on. Nope, nothing. By the way, if there are any other insider people that you can think of, I tried to make a list today. I got 7 people on here. We got Ari Mirov, Rossini. We got Tom Silverstein for the Packers. Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, Mike Garafolo is who I added into this list. I wanted to do that other Packer guy. Apparently I didn't do it, though. Dash okay. I can't do Rob Domofsky either because, he blocked me. Free agency tampering period is not for fans. I don't know what that means. I'm a fan, and this is an enjoyable thing for me. All right, and then we got our list of free agents over here. These are the guys that have been signed so far. I don't know how quickly Spot Track is going to be updating that, but we'll keep our eye on that as we go along here. I don't waste time at work, not even to go to the bathroom. You can even time me. I am at work while watching this. Oh, yeah. It's good to have things that need to happen, you know? We have to take the car in. Wife's sick. Oh, man, I guess I got to be home and do this kind of stuff. The 49ers are re-signing quarterback Brandon Allen. Dang! Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This is the kind of hard-hitting crap that I'm all about. All right, let me... no, I don't want our lads. I want over the cap. Because I need to see... Oh, don't start with me. Don't start doing this crap to me. Not today. There we go. It's working. All right. Site's kind of glitchy. Mike McGlitchy. Am I right? Okay. It's not for you. I am in before the Packers are doing nothing. Fire Goot stuff starts. Packers are doing nothing. Fire. Oh, you mean for Packer fans because the Packers won't do anything? Is that what you're saying? Not sure. I'm getting there. I'm not fully with you, I don't think, Michael. I know this is mostly people on X who refuse to participate, but drop a comment. Let me know. First of all, I'm assuming you're mostly Packer fans, but this is obviously for anybody that's interested in following along. Drop the team and the player that you hope that they get. I said my piece about the safeties and kind of who I was interested in and whatnot, although I didn't go through a ton of other positions. But here's our list if you need to take a little look-see. Kirk Cousins, blah, blah, blah. Leonard Williams, Jamal Adams, Daniil Hunter. It's another one. I'd be really interested to see what happens with him. J.C. Jackson, corners. It's actually a relatively robust corner market as well. There's some bodies out there. Agba, some pass rushers too. Agba, Allen Robinson, Justin Simmons, Odell Beckham. This will be the year we sign Odell Beckham. The 1 year nobody's asking for him. Packer fans aren't. We're going to finally get him. We're going to get him. The Bears are expected to sign DeAndre Swift. There it is. So we'll call that officially official. Mike Garafolo, the Bears have agreed to terms with running back DeAndre Swift on a 3-year, $24 million deal. So the Bears have started doing what the Bears tend to do, and that is spend all their money on slightly lesser important positions. If we look at their situation here, you know that they got Roschon Johnson. He's obviously a young enough guy. Foreman's a free agent, and then Herbert and Homer are in their final deals. So I guess this is, it's not really a long-term investment, though. It's a 3-year deal. So you're going to have Roschon, Herbert, Homer, and Swift. And then when these guys leave, he'll be, whatever. Okay. There you go. DeAndre Swift. And then let's take a little look-see at how he's been doing. Nobody's asking for wide receiver, which is exactly why Ladd makes sense at 25. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna get free agent wide receivers, and we're gonna just draft a bunch of them. We're gonna get one in the first round for sure. All right, so DeAndre Swift, as you can see, he spent 3 years in Detroit, had one really good year here, was pretty meh last year with the Eagles. He hit 1,000 yards, but that has more to do with attempts than anything else. 4.5 yards per attempt is okay. He had 5 touchdowns and 3 fumbles. That's not great. 66 PFF grade, 71 rushing grade. He's fine. Obviously, they've identified something in him in terms of his play style. Presumably, I'm trying to give him some credit here. But, all right, there you go. Bears get DeAndre Swift. So running backs, linebackers, what else? Maybe they'll get a guard. Punter, I don't know. That's what the Bears do. Michael says, yes, if Goot doesn't do anything today, the hate will start from some fans. 1, he isn't going to sign any big names until he makes a decision on Bach. That's a $20 million cap space right there. Yeah, we'll see. You're probably right about not doing anything, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, typically the way that the Packers do things, although, not every single year, but the first day of free agency is when all the big names go. And the Packers don't play in this area because that's usually when teams end up overpaying because, it's high competition among the teams for these small amount of truly elite players. And then they kind of pick up the scraps when you get all the deals. They're thrift store guys. Too old for this says, how long will it take for Swift to start complaining about Chicago? I give him until week 9. I don't know, man. It's pretty rough. Maybe without Fields there, it'll be better. Who knows? DeAndre Swift is expected to get about $14 million in guarantees per source, a very strong deal. So what is that? That's 8 a year? It's not It's not crazy. As much as I would love to make fun of the Bears, I mean, it's just kind of a whatever deal. But we got somebody off the board, somebody that we definitely didn't care about. Congrats to the Bears for making yourselves feel like you did something. Must feel good. Feels nice. Feels strong. What's his receiving all about? I know that was a big thing for him in Detroit. 53 receiving grade. All right. 43 receptions, 246 yards, and a touchdown. So, yeah. Okay. Dope. That's dope, Doug. Yes, we all want McKinney, but let the Eagles overpay for him. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, McKinney does make me nervous when you start looking at how much money they're saying he's going to cost. We've seen so many times where the top guy doesn't really pan. I mean, that's what happened when we got Amos. Amos was not the top guy. We had what's-his-name over for the Giants that went to the Washington. That was the McKinney of that year. He went over there. He was trash. And I just think there's some decent options that are going to end up being really cheap. But if it pans out, I mean, it's going to be worth every penny. It just makes me nervous because there's never a guarantee. And when you get locked into those contracts, man, you're stuck, and that can hurt you for a while. So you got to be really sure that that's the guy that you want. By the way, Ticket King, you know what I'm saying? Get some frickin' tickets over there. Lowest ticket prices, Wisconsin-based company. You go check out their stuff. They start writing about like the rivalry between the Packers and the Bears. They're just Packer fans, dude. So go buy your tickets from some Packer fans and Bucks fans and Marquette, Madison, whatever. All that goodness. Let's see. We've got Bears free agency so far. Re-signed Jalen Johnson, 4 years, $76 million. I made fun of that yesterday. Kevin Byard, 2 years, $15 million. DeAndre Swift, 3 years, $24 million. They're active in free agency as always. Maybe this year that'll actually mean something. Who knows? Probably not. I wonder if I could switch this again. I want to switch this again. Let me make this go away for 1 second. And then I want to put this over here and this over here. And then present the other screen. Dream. There we go. Don't worry about the reason why, okay? Just don't worry about it. Dream, 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 dream. Oops. Fix my audio here. FX. System. Ba-bow. Ba-ba-ba-bow. Sorry. I'm just trying to find so many tabs open here. Just get rid of this. I don't need this. So much stuff, so much crap. You go away. I don't need you open. What are you? Oh, I do need this. Okay. Basistas. There we go. Let's put this over. Oh, no, I can't. Dang it. That's okay. We're all good. It's all good. Everybody's fine. Would you put the thing back? Crying out loud. There we go. I'm working on it. All right. I need more monitors. I don't have enough monitors. 2 monitors is bullcrap. This isn't working. I need like 5 or 6 or 9. 2 monitors? You can't do anything with 2 monitors. It's nonsense. Absolute garbage. What else can I close here? So much stuff. What is this for? What is your purpose? You don't serve a purpose. Go away. Go away. Good Lord. Goodbye. Dream. Nobody has any requests whatsoever for anything. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to. Nobody has any thoughts. You guys in on Cameron Curl? You down for that? Guy on Twitter says, "How good will Swift be without an offensive line?" It's a fair critique. I feel like breaking. The Bills have released Deion Dawkins. Anybody want to tell me about that? I got to hit refresh for that. Or is that old news? I guess that's old news. All right. This says 1 minute ago. I don't know. Whatever. Nobody cares. All right, fair enough. Close that. Close that. Close that. Don't need you ever. Goodbye. Don't save. I was going to do all this prior to streaming, but like I said, I was given a last minute, hey, we have to go take the car in to the to get repaired. So that whole thing. I don't need BackNet After Dark stuff. All right, I think we got her cleaned up now. Anything going on over here? What's going on? Nothing's going on. How did they update this yet, I wonder? DeAndre Swift. I'm curious how fast Spot Track is with this stuff. Oh, this thing's going to be lagging like crazy. Everyone's going to be over here. Everybody. There we go. Took you long enough. See, and you know where I saw this? You know where I saw it first? From one of those fake sites that supposedly I'm not supposed to look at. Stop retweeting them. They're fake. They're garbage. Bro, he had it 5 minutes ago. Where was it? I want to find it. I'm going to put him on the list. Either that or he found it from somebody else that needs to be on the list. Now I can't find it. Oh, this is the guy I wanted to put on there. The Easton Butler guy. He had some news on here early, too. Add him to Insiders. Oh, I can't find it. Now it's missing out in the ether. So one thing I hate about this platform is once it refreshes, it's just like, I'm giving you all new stuff now. You ain't going to see anything. You want to go back and try to find what you found before? Never going to find it again. Ever. Let's see. Bills and three-time Pro Bowl left tackle Deion Dawkins have reached an agreement on a 3-year, $60.5 million extension. Dawkins was playing with everyone on social media, making believe he was released. Classic Deion. Okay. Whatever. So he wasn't released. He was signed to a new deal. DeAndre Swift gets $16.5 million in the first 2 years, average 8.25 over 2 years. Whenever I want to, all I want to do. I need another song in my head. I can't do that anymore. Can't deal with that frickin' song anymore. You know what I could do? Check this out while we're waiting. Let's go here. This is all music I'm allowed to play. Let's get something going. What do we got? Oh, I got to log in. Probably be a good idea. Don't be looking at my password. Get out of my face. Same app, fresh vibes. Don't care. What's this? Oh, you can't hear this, can you? Here you go. Now you got it. Michael says, no, I want Runyon signed. I want Jonesy to get a new deal to create cap space, etc. are things I'd like to see today. Great. Let's see. Tom Silverstein says, don't doubt Packers are willing to spend on McKinney, but keep in mind Green Bay is often used as leverage in negotiations because they check in on everybody to see what the cost would be. Lots of times they drop out right away, but are said to still be in it. We'll see where things go. And that is true. I mean, it's agents reaching out saying, oh, the Packers want him. Hey, Eagles, the Packers want him. You better hurry up. And really, Packers just called and they're like, hey, what's the price? Which they do for everybody. Which is why, as Michael said, you know, we hear about the Packers are in on, and then it doesn't happen. It ends up being some other person that we didn't hear about. Joseph W. on Twitter says, can't wait to hear Goot is wasting Jordan Love's prime. Nonsense at some point, unless it's already been said. Probably already out there somewhere. New England Patriots are trying to actively trade wide receivers Juju Smith-Schuster and Devontae Parker. If the Patriots aren't able to trade them, then both players will likely be cut. All right, I guess I'll add Sportskeeda to this insiders list. We'll just grow the list a little bit, you know? So we get more activities going on. All right, give me something. So right now, I wanted to check on this too. There you go. They did update it. DeAndre Swift to Chicago. Kevin Byard. So Chicago's just taken over Philly, which it's funny in the case of Byard because you look at it and it's like, oh yeah, their defense went to hell, and Chicago's like, I'm all in. Let me get that defense, son. Philly's trying to start over, trying to rebuild to not suck. Bears are like, give me some of that. Chicago Eagles. Pack Matt says, being a Packer fan means bracing yourself for inevitable disappointment in free agency. Yeah. Like I said, they're more like day 3-4 guys that come swooping in after all the overpriced guys get off the market. And they probably do happily participate in some of this, like the Packers are in on stuff, because it just jacks the price for some of these guys. So teams overpay, and, you know, then they can kind of come in with a little bit extra cap space than anybody else has and clean up in the bargain bin. Pac-Met says, I've learned to embrace it. And we should. I mean, you know, it's a strategy that I think is more or less being responsible. But you hope if they take a big swing, it pans out, obviously. But we'll see. You never know, man. Sometimes stuff happens. Dawkins legally tampered with Bills fans' emotions. That's pretty funny. I could put Benjamin Albright on the list, I suppose. I don't know if he's really doing much. Probably not. He's obviously in on the Bills, but I don't know. If I see something, I'll just mention it. Yikes. Oh, the bickering. Tell you what, Green and Gold Draft, I don't know if you're hanging out. Green and Gold Draft on social media likes to scrap, man. He's always in there just freaking fighting with people. It's getting a little snoozy out there for a little while. Michael says, the Packers are trying to get a third-round pick for Bach. I have no source for that, just they should try and get something before they let him go. Think they're going to get some compensation for him? I mean, the only way I could see that happening is assuming that he's going to go somewhere and completely rework that deal, because his contract is worth not very much. PacMat says, I think they've got a pretty firm idea how much they'd pay for a safety buyer's market. It is, but like I said, at the top of the market, I mean, you're kind of one of one. It's more teams competing than there are guys of that caliber. So at the top, I think it's going to be expensive, but then as you start to work your way down, yeah, it's going to start getting real cheap. Kirk Cousins will hit free agency. Come on, dog, let's go. Why am I seeing... Oh, that was from 2 hours ago, that's why. But 2 hours ago, Kirk Cousins will hit free agency and begin discussions with Atlanta as soon as the tampering window opens in 90 minutes. All right. So hopefully we see something. I mean, if Kirk is talking to Atlanta currently, I would love to see that come through. Twould make me happy. Oh, Dion. The Eagles are looking like they're really swinging for the fences here. Somebody did say another team very interested in McKinney per sources is the Packers, but that might be someone taking that same report and just adding very in there. Also, the whole Michael Pittman 3-year deal, $70 million. That franchise tag thing was always kind of, I don't know, seemed a little hefty to me. Although, I mean, it's what, $25 million a year or whatever? It's kind of a lot of money. Alright, I'll tell you what we'll do. I don't know if this will work unless I open up the app. I'll just close that. We're going to do a poll. We're going to get some polls going here. Something to do. You got to be on YouTube to do the poll, though, just so you know. We're going to do... what should the question be? Will the Packers sign someone today? I won't be super specific. All right. So the way that this works, if you're on YouTube, all you got to do, saying the Packers are interested in Zach Moss. Nah, don't want him. Rather keep Dillon or draft a running back. I don't think they're keeping Dillon. So if you want to, I'll be optimistic. It's, I believe, exclamation point, space Y. Let's see if this works. I could see us getting Alohi Gilman. He should be a lot cheaper. Yep, it worked. Than Xavier. Yeah, I agree. Alohi Gilman does make some sense. Obviously, you never really know with these guys. Could always pan out. Could be a disaster. And he's one of those he's got some iffiness to him, but if it pans out, it could be a freaking home run. All right, so like I said, for the poll, exclamation point space Y, exclamation point space N. If you think the Packers will sign someone, you have to be on YouTube in order to vote. Let's see. The Titans are expected to hop in on the second wave of running backs available per sources. They're not in on Derrick Henry. They checked out DeAndre Swift's market, but are holding off to muscle up on the offensive line and wide receiver positions. Okie dokie. Yeah. That's pretty much it right there. Usually it's a little bit more of a frenzy right out of the gate. I mean, 11 o'clock hits and it's like, this guy got signed, this guy got signed, this guy got signed. But there's a little bit more, it's kind of like a lot of things were basically done. They just couldn't talk about it until this time. But that's all right. Gotta happen eventually. We'll get there. Do we have any more, or is that... I'll tell you what, this was pretty cool. So let's see what we got for similars. See how that goes. There we go. Ethan says no. We're not signing anyone today. By the way, to all of you on X over there, Twitter, Packernet Podcast is the YouTube. If you wanted to pull that up, subscribe, whatever, that'd be greatly appreciated. Exclamation point, space Y, exclamation point, space N to vote. Will the Packers sign someone today? What do we got going on? Only one free agent in the first 38 minutes. Were the Bears the only team that illegally tampered? A splash in Minnesota, says Tom Pelissero. If you could update for me, that'd be great. Here we go. Jonathan Grenard. Vikings are going to be signing. There we go. So, come over here, look at the Minnesota Vikings off the edge. Obviously, we know that they... likely, at least, going to be losing Danielle Hunter. Look at DJ Wonham, Marcus Davenport, and then Patrick Jones is in the final year of his deal. Edge is a pretty big issue for them here. So, they definitely needed that. We'll pull up Jonathan Grenard here. See what he's looking like. Alright, so... Pretty inconsistent from year to year, as you can see. Looks like he's got a lot of either injury issues or he's been kind of a backup for a while. I'm not entirely sure. Game to game, really inconsistent as well. You know, good patch, bad, bad. But 53 pressures and 14 sacks on 440 attempts. I mean, this is the only number anybody's going to see right here is the 14. Can you see what I'm doing right now? I don't know why this isn't working. Something's not working. Why is this all jacked up? But anyways, we'll see. I mean, I can't imagine this is going to be a positive compared to Danielle Hunter. But, if he has one of these seasons, that's great. If he has one of these seasons, then that sucks. So, but they needed to do something pretty desperately there. So the Vikings are going to get Jonathan Grenard. It's just a matter of waiting to see what they paid for the guy. Turn this down a little bit. It's kind of... I don't know about you. A little bit loud. Tennessee Titans are signing Cowboys' Tony Pollard. There you go. He'll pair up with Tajay Spears as Tennessee says goodbye to Derrick Henry. All right. Now we're getting a little bit of movement here. Tony Pollard's a good running back, man. He has been for a while. Let me pull him up real quick. The other thing that's cool about this is when you're doing all your draft stuff or whatever, everything's changed now, right? I mean, for the Vikings, it's like edge is huge. Now you get this guy. Edge is still a thing, but it's not as big of a thing. All right, Tony Pollard now. I mean, you just look at this guy. I mean, this past year was a bit of a down year, it would appear, but still a really solid year. 4 yards per attempt, not as great, but prior years he's been really, really solid. And the thing is, I mean, we'll see what they paid him, but I mean, if you're asking me, would you rather pay premium for a guy like Derrick Henry or not so premium for Tony Pollard? I would take Tony Pollard any day of the week. But maybe he is at this point premium. I don't know. We'll find out when the time comes. You have hated Dillon since you said he wasn't good value in the second round. Yes, you said it during the draft. Okay, and now he's going to be gone. So what's your point? And that's... I mean, it's not true that I've hated him since. I didn't like him when he got drafted. Yeah, I don't doubt that I would have said it during the draft. I didn't like any single pick in that entire draft class. I came around to Dillon after the fact. And then I started defending him because PFF was giving him higher grades, and then this past year he had a really big down year. Plus, whenever you watch him, he can't process. It's not good. It's the Vikings, they're going to overpay, says you can't stop what's coming. I think you're probably right. Come on, give me some numbers here. Again, we got a poll up, exclamation point, space, Y, exclamation point, space, N. Will the Packers sign somebody? Come on, Michael. Get in there. Put your no down. Put your no down. Do it, Michael. Oh, and then Tennessee Titans, right? This is one of my favorite tools in the world for like doing mock drafts and stuff. Well, I mean, apparently they just don't really like the guys they have. I mean, Ward's leaving. They got Chestnut and Haskins, who I don't think anybody's ever heard of. So yeah, just pairing somebody with Spears. It's kind of a... I don't know. It seems like a weird pairing to me. But they got a couple guys now. Reminds me of the Terminator. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Ian, we know. Who is this? Oh, yeah, I'm not following them. Could, but won't. Should, but shorn't. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, old news, old news, old news. Correct. Anything? Dang. Here we go. Former Texans pass rusher Jonathan Grenard is signing a 4-year, $76 million deal that includes $42 million in guarantees with the Vikings per his agent Drew Rosenhaus and Robert Bailey. 4 years, 76, so close to 20. It's not terrible. Bear Report says hate this for the Vikings thing. He's obviously a big fan of Grenard. Again, he had a really good year last year, but he's one of those guys that like good year, bad year, good year, bad year. Hopefully he has a bad year this next year. I need something to drink. I'm gonna need one of you guys to bring me some lunch too. All right? Can you do that? Because if I'm doing this, just swing by. No big deal. Michael says, I didn't say no one, just not big names day one. Okay, well then say yes. Say something. Make an official statement sometime. Do something. Manifesting Xavier McKinney to be a Packer, says So Turtles. Yes or no is the question, Michael. Jonathan Grenard generated a career-high 15.7% pressure rate in 2023, including a 19.3% pressure rate from weeks 8 through 16, fifth highest in the NFL over that span. And again, that's fantastic, but that was just this past year. That doesn't account for all the years. Let's go back here. As you can see, right, 53, get the old calculator out here. 53 divided by 440. Nope, that's broken. 53 divided by 4. Oh, I have the number lock thing. Why is that? Why does number lock exist? Can somebody explain why number lock would ever exist? 53. Oh my. There we go. 12%. Great. What is 11 divided by 167? That's 6.5%. This is bullcrap. That sucks. This is also, what's 27? Let's do his career numbers. Should we do that? What's 97 divided by 934? He has a career pressure rate of 10.38%. That's baseline, okay, kind of not bad, a little bit, but kind of not anything special. Compensation update. Titans are giving running back the 3-year, $24 million deal per sources. $8 million for him. That's a good deal, man. Because I'm guessing, could be wrong, Derrick Henry's going to get a lot more than that. And I would probably lean Tony Pollard for sure. All right, turn it up a little bit. Turn it back up. Turn it 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 up. Vikings with a free agency pickup the Bears would be proud of. Cheers to that. The problem with it is that the Bears don't like to get important positions like that. Once in a while they will. They'll get a sweat or something, but usually it's all about the running backs and linebackers and stuff. To be fair, and I hate to even admit this, I did see somebody recently talk about, from a statistical standpoint, what you should do. And they were like, free agency is when you get all the garbage positions, like draft the important positions and then spend money on like linebacker and guard and stuff. But still, there's a freaking cap on it. You don't spend top of the market money on that nonsense. Yeah. Digging this. What song is this? Let's go. Dead 'em by Ballpoint. Yeah, dead. That's what I'm talking about. Gotta dead 'em. Let's see. So, I heard Giant Xavier McKinney was seeking more than top 5 safety money, a.k.a. north of $16 million. PFF Brad predicted $13.5 million. I mean, look, that makes a big difference to me. If it's $13 million, it's not that big of a freaking deal. It's really not that much money. So, $13 million for the top safety who's 24 years old, was the 3rd highest graded safety in football. It's not that big of a gamble when you got lesser guys going for, 8, 9, 10? I can't imagine it's only 13.5. That feels low to me. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the 18 range. But, if it's 13, that's just a no-brainer to me. David Bakhtiari just tweeted a lot of emotions in this. I just want to say thank you, Green Bay. Thank you for the last 11 years. It's been a hell of a run. I always wanted to raise a Lombardi on Lombardi Avenue, but I will never complain. I gave it my all. I always gave it my best, no matter the circumstance. Now, to be clear, we just saw a guy say he was leaving, and then he signed a contract. So, Ian says, end of an era in Green Bay. David Bakhtiari apparently is officially gone in Green Bay. There you go. Wow. Wow. Ari Mirov. Packers are releasing 5-time All-Pro left tackle David Bakhtiari after 11 seasons with the team, he announced. Jeez. It's always different, you know what I mean? You talk about it and it's no big deal. And then when it's official, it's like, oh, I need a minute here. Oh, boy. Wow. David Bakhtiari is officially out. Let's turn this down a little bit. I'm getting a little too hyped up for this. I mean, again, I don't know. Like I said, it just always felt like it was going to happen. There was a lot of pushback on it. But there's no way, and, you know, why would you ever get rid of Bakhtiari? I don't know, man. Dude's getting up in age, hasn't played in 2 years. It's massive injury history. Really expensive. I just trying to read the tea leaves here a little bit, I guess. But we'll see. I mean, I'd be interested to see where he goes. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are going to say the Jets, but you got the turf issues there. So, yeah. That's a big one, man. That's a big one. Packers obviously got some money now. They freed up $10 million by getting rid of a linebacker. They just freed up another $20 million, I believe, with that. So the Packers cap situation is going to be, well, let's just say anything that they want to do, they're going to be able to do. Nathan says, glad to see him go, the last of Rodgers' cult. All right, Nathan. Give us a minute here to just, like, be appreciative of him. You know what I mean? Slamming beers, yeah. That was pathetic. Rodgers had to have been joking, right? I've never seen anyone not be able to chug a beer before in my life. I guess he's a Californian. He's not a native Wisconsin guy. Oh, boy. There he goes. All right, well, again, I doubt this is going to be updated that fast, but it'll be interesting to see. His attitude had gotten bad, said Nathan. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to know. He is the last of the Pitch Perfect 2 crew. All right, I'm just curious if Spot Track is up to date on this. Again, it'll probably take a while, but especially when they want to find out the details about, you know, the designation or however that all panned out. But still, just curious. So they got the Devondre Campbell thing on here. Puts us at almost 11 million, according to Spot Track. Spot Track and Over the Cap and Ken Ingalls, they all have different numbers. So Turtle says, thanks for the memories, Bakhtiari. Again, it's supposedly going to be about $20 million in savings here. That would put us at over $30 million, if that is the case. We'll see how this all pans out when it's done. Too old for this says, no Bach hate will be tolerated. He has been fighting to come back, but his injuries held him down. I mean, Bakhtiari is one of the greater players we've had. I mean, he really has. I mean, he is an elite player. But, you know, it's everything has to end sometime, and it was just time to go. Same with Rodgers, man. It's not a hate thing. It's just it's time to move on. And a lot of people got mad at that sentiment. Like, how could you say that? It's like, I don't know, dude. It's just everybody's got their time, you know? David Bakhtiari has a massive $40 million cap number for 2024, and the Packers are set to clear more than half of that, $20.9 million, by moving on. End of an era for one of the best left tackles when healthy and a fan favorite in Green Bay. That's the truth. Cowboys were in on Tony Pollard. Giants and Vikings had their eye on him, too. He took a bigger payday with Tennessee per sources, and that's what a bigger payday is? Wow. You can't stop what's coming, says D-Bach was awesome, but he hasn't played in 3 years. At this point, it's not really that big of a loss. Yeah, and it, you know, look, best case scenario, he comes back for way too much money. he plays 1 year, he doesn't get hurt, and he is still an elite tackle. And that's a cool scenario, right? I mean, it's a heck of a issue as far as the salary cap. I mean, I guess you could say the best case scenario is we get him a long-term contract and he ends up like one of these freak tackles that play till they're almost 40. But I just don't think that's realistic. I mean, he's got serious issues with that knee, and it doesn't seem to be getting right. I just can't imagine it's ever going to be, I can't imagine he's ever going to have this long-term thing. Maybe he can put together a year. I don't know. But if I'm the Packers, this is an easy decision. It just is. I mean, even if the doctor comes to me and he says he seems fine, it's like, bro, you've been telling me that. How many times has this guy been cleared? And then he ends up getting hurt again, Just for the money, it always seemed to be a thing that just was destined to happen. Michael says, Bach will never be the same. That bum knee will never be right. Not glad he's gone, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, more or less. I mean, it's always a big deal when a historic thing happens like that. But in terms of just rationally making a decision about what needed to happen, this was a pretty straightforward one, in my opinion. Waiting for Campbell's release next. That already happened, so Turtles. He's already gone, dude. Liam says, it was time, but sucks to see an all-time tackle go. If he doesn't get injured, we win the 2020 Super Bowl. Yeah, possibly. That was certainly a big part of it. I mean, there was a lot of things going wrong, but the offensive line was an unbelievable disaster. Trying so hard to just be sentimental and give David Bakhtiari his flowers and just, thanks for everything, bro. Like, it's been cool. Nathan says, Bach can eat my beehole, glass bones, and paper skin. I don't even know what that means. Huh. That's quite a saying. Eat my beehole, glass bones, and paper skin. Well, okie dokie. We don't all have to agree on things. So Turtle says, I have a feeling Packers have something brewing because they didn't have to release him yet. I mean, they've been stacking money, man. They've been stacking it sky high. I mean, they got to pay a quarterback pretty soon. But I don't think you need $30 million in cap space to do that, which is what it appears we have right now. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. They might be, you look back and say, well, the Packers never do anything. Do you remember 2019? The Packers were in on a lot. It was Packers signed this, Packers signed Za'Darius, Packers signed Preston, Packers signed Aim, They were making some moves. So it's not impossible. That's a good question, too. That's got to be a big one for average age. Even DeAndre will probably bring it down a little bit. Anything else going on? Nope. You got an update for me? B-hole? I was watching, what is that show called? Better Call Saul. So I just did a run-through of... Because I tried Better Call Saul and I didn't like it. And I tried the El Camino thing or whatever and I didn't like it. And part of it is because I didn't... It was such a long time ago that I saw whatever the freaking show is called. That I wasn't getting it. It wasn't interesting. But now that you do a run through, now it's a lot more interesting. And I got to that scene where the dude is passed out and he just keeps calling them b-holes. I was cracking up, man. That was hilarious. You guys are a couple of b-holes, a couple of buttholes. It's such a random thing to say to somebody. It's funny though. You two are a couple of buttholes. Hey, no we're not. Stop saying that. Oh, good times. So we still only have the 2 votes. Will the pack... Now that we got some money, Michael. Huh? Exclamation point space yes? What do you say? So Turtles? Nathan? I forgot who it was that voted. You can't stop what's coming? Exclamation... Just type in the comments... exclamation point space Y or exclamation space N to be able to vote. Will the Packers do something today? You folks on X, I wonder if they're... You know what? I will do that. I'll do something on why not. That makes sense. That's where everybody is anyways. And I'll actually get some interaction on there. I gotta do this before they actually do it. Packers sign someone today. Question. Poll. Yes. No. See. One day makes sense. Alright, there you go. So those of you that are right there, 266 of you that are watching on the old X, go ahead and vote for me. What do we got? Anything? Anything? Nothing. Well, we did get some big breaking news there, folks. David Bakhtiari, 5-time All-Pro, 11 seasons, out the door. Andy Herman says the remaining Ted Thompson Packers are Kenny Clark and Aaron Jones. Warren Sharp says David Bakhtiari played 13 of a possible 54 games the last 3 seasons. Again, everybody got so mad when it was like they're moving on from Bakhtiari. It was a big, like, hullabaloo about this. See, I'm already going to have to change my freaking thing here. Will the Packers sign somebody today? Well, we already signed Tyler Davis. I can never do a poll without people, like, doing that crap. It's always a thing. Like, that's not what I meant. There's always so many things that you have to put in there. I don't know. There's base. Where did my camera go? There it is. Talking about a different person. Not re-signing Tyler frickin' Davis. I don't care about our own players. That's why I hate doing polls. Well, what about this? What about this? Technically this. Just shut up. You know what I mean. Being a jag-off. Breaking news. Bengals re-signed tight end Drew Sample to a 3-year contract extension through 2026 season. If John Runyon Jr. really wants to return to Green Bay, he's going to have to accept well below market value. The new max OG market is now set. The Packers are much more likely to draft 3 offensive linemen this draft than pay a relatively young former starter $10 million a year as a swing. Yeah, it sounds like the interior offensive line market is pretty high. They can't until Wednesday, technically, unless they were cut, right? So, no. Ah, you guys are a bunch of b-holes. You're all b-holes. You know what I mean. Can anybody just take what I mean? Well, technically. Stab you. You can't stop what's coming. Exclamation point space maybe. Nathan says draft 11 offensive linemen. Yeah, so where are we at with tackle? Because there's so many people that are like, we don't need a tackle. We're good. We have 2 tackles, and they're so good. But it's like, I don't know, dude. I mean, if you got an opportunity to get like a David Bakhtiari, So Turtle says Jones restructure next. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. I wonder where that's at. Because you'd have to assume they're going to do something with Aaron Jones kind of soon. And by restructure, I'm guessing that just means pay cut. Nathan says Kenny can go too. All right, fair enough. He also is a no. Your mom hates doing polls. Okie dokie. Monty says, I don't know what's going to happen, but I trust Goot. Fair enough. Did they sign any of the 2019 free agents on day one? I don't remember. I thought they did. I thought it was like right out of the gate because it was a shock. It was like, bro, the Packers never do stuff, and it was like signed. Could be wrong, though. Runyon is solid. I don't get the Runyon hate. He has great depth, if nothing else. He was great up until last year. Last year, he sucked. Connor tweeting, Eagles willing to pay Saquon more than the Texans. Eagles can go suck it. To be clear, the Packers are releasing David Bakhtiari. This is not a retirement. Bakhtiari has indicated to people he intends on playing this season. He becomes a free agent immediately. Packers gain $20.95 million in cap space, but Bakhtiari will still count $19.06 million in dead money. Tackle at 25 would be okay with me, says Michael. I agree. Dose honestly think Walker can be a tackle. Oh, don't, probably. I feel like he's overhyped. I think so, too. I mean, he's fine. I don't hate that option, but it's just kind of a, like, I don't know. Like, you can get by, you know, but he's not elite, so it might not be maybe your biggest need as far as, like, we can't field a team with this guy. But, you know, the gap between Walker and Bakhtiari, for example. I mean, just saying, like, if you're looking for the best, it's a big gap. He's not bad. He's still doing, and that's a good point, too. I mean, this was really his first year, and he came in, and if he can grow from where he was, I think I'm just skeptical because he's a 7th-round pick, and I'm biased. But if he can continue to grow, then yeah, that's a fair enough point, I guess. Got to give him time. I know it's technically not year one, but it was year one for him as far as actually starting and whatnot, so... 203 votes already. See that? Even though half of these people are... Some of these no's are because you can't technically sign. Some of the yeses is because we already signed someone. I'm hoping most of these votes are from people that just understand the heck I'm saying. There we go. 203 votes. Compared to YouTube's 5. So... Oh, man. It's all about X, man. That's where all the people are. How much are you going to develop a 7th? Well, and that's kind of my point, and that's where in my mind, I'm putting a ceiling on him. And maybe that's an unfair and artificial ceiling, but in my mind, like, he's maxed out. Like, this is as good as you're going to get. But I could be wrong, and it's fair. Is this stream going to be in podcast form? It is not going to be in podcast form. I can't imagine listening to this nonsense on podcast. I found you here. I appreciate that, So Turtles. I'm glad. I'm not giving up on YouTube. YouTube is still a better thing for me personally as far as, monetization. Twitter is extremely low to basically a joke as far as how much they pay per engagement. But the engagement is just ridiculous right now on Twitter, so we'll see. This reminds me of Blade, this music. I feel like he should be in there slaughtering vampires right now. Do the people on YouTube know you're a German kid from Illinois? I don't think so. Everybody's got to know. Y'all need to know. Better recognize. Call me GK. Been contemplating rebranding. No new players, maybe Nixon, says Jim. With a frickin' dope Ride the Lightning avatar here. I dig that. Ride the Lightning, man. That's good stuff. Bing. Bing. Nothing there for Bakhtiari yet. I wonder if, over the cap's on it. I just want to see it. I just want to see it, man. Free agents, we got anything new here? Oh, yep, exactly. So... nothing really here yet. Come on, need you to work for me. I know you're bogged down right now. Bogged down. What is that from? That's from, same show, Bogdan. He's the gas station guy, or the car wash guy. Broncos plan to sign safety Brandon Jones to a 3-year deal per sources. Jeremy Fowler. Do I have him on here? Apparently not. I gotta add him. Breaking. The Titans are signing former Broncos center Lloyd Cushenberry per this guy. Who's this guy? Jonathan Jones. I guess we could figure that out. Former third-round pick out of LSU has started 57 games in 4 years with Denver. If I'm not mistaken, this guy's not super good. Could be wrong. You'd be thinking of somebody else. So Lloyd Cushenberry, 26 years old. He did have a good year, but that's one of those you wonder if it's kind of a fluke, you know what I mean? Because look what he's been prior to. Plus, you know, this was an injury year. Maybe he turned a corner, or maybe this was just kind of a fluke in a payday year, and somebody paid him. We don't have numbers on that yet. It doesn't appear. I gotta be honest. Let's go to the next one here. Oh yeah, this is a lot of people use this song for stuff. You know where it comes from. What else is... oh, the Titans again. Tennessee Titans. And they... oh yeah, so you can see their center situation. They got two guys that are out the door. So they don't have a center right now, unless one of these guys was going inside. But even Throckmorton's gone. Brunskill and Skoronski are at guard. So, I mean, there's nobody. Unless Lachavious Simmons can go in there or something, but... anyways, so that was a needed move. They needed just a body in there, and they got him. I'm assuming they're not going to pay him a ton, but I don't know, 26 years old maybe. The Broncos are signing, yeah, we saw that, Brandon Jones. 3-year deal worth $20 million. So now we're getting some safety numbers here. 3 years, $20 million is not, it's not a ton. I like that. Let's take a look at Mr. Brandon Jones here. Confused. There we go. There's two Brandon Joneses that are safeties. All right. Here's Brandon Jones. Again, you know, a guy that had a big breakout year that year. It's got to make you nervous, especially when the team is not bringing him back. You know, like, oh, look, he did a really good job. Yeah, he's kind of full of crap. We don't want him. I don't know. Just kind of makes me nervous. Would you work ever? Pretty close to 50-50 there. Let's see. The Caldwell Corner says McKinney's random breakout kind of scares me if we throw the checkbook at him. 50 grade last year and 90 this year is strange. He didn't have a 50 overall, I don't think, but maybe coverage or something. Let me look it up real quick. Xavier McKinney. Yeah, I mean, he was a 60. and basically a 60 coverage grade. So, I mean, this was sort of a down year. He was also injured that year. So his 2 full years are this one and this one, which, I mean, not that being injured and playing slightly worse is a problem, but, you know, as far as the options go, depending on the price, I mean, that's still going to be your best option. It's just a question of, is it worth the money? Too old for this. It would be hilarious if the Bears signed Bakhtiari. Dude, it's not impossible either, to be completely honest with you. Actually, let's look at it real quick. I want to look at Chicago and Minnesota. Minnesota's got tackles, I think, but you can look at it. So Braxton Jones is here. I think they kind of like him, but it's sort of similar to our situation with Walker. But still, I don't know if they would sign him and just outright put Braxton Jones down. Just out of curiosity. I don't think they got good tackles, but I wonder if guys are... So, yeah, Darrisaw's not going anywhere. That dude's a stud. I don't think he stays in Detroit. Well, actually, they got left tackles, kind of a iffy situation, I think. Although, yeah, Taylor Decker's in his final year, but still, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. I think he's out of the NFC North. And I think he would be anyways. Where's he going to go? Who has field conditions that he would accept? That would be worth looking up. Who has grass? Because that would kind of help narrow it down. I still think it's possible he goes to the Jets and just kind of is like, yeah, I know I said I didn't like it, but whatever. He wasn't healthy last year. Can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. It's so good. So Turtle says this was his first healthy season. Playlist sounds like Rocket League. So funny you mentioned that. So my buddy Blaine's been talking about Rocket League and how his kid likes it. And I was going to get that for my kid, but I just haven't done it. Then yesterday we were at a family thing, and one of my wife's nephew was playing a bunch of games. He's talked about Rocket League, so he showed us how that game plays or whatever. I don't know what the music sounds like, but I got to get my kid hooked up with Rocket League because it's supposed to be pretty cool, I guess. Denver has all kinds of grass. Ha, I get it. I get it, Garrett. You almost had me for a second there. I was like, ooh, Denver. I wonder if that'd be a match. I don't know what kind of turf they have. Let's look anyways because you mentioned it. I know it was a joke, but I didn't know where else to go. Well, they got Garrett Bowles. I don't think they're going to... Oh, he's 32. But still, I mean, that's the same thing as David Bakhtiari. Any chance we re-sign Savage, Ford, or Owens? I think it's possible. I just think it would have happened by now if they wanted to keep him, you know? It could be one of those things where they offered him a contract and they're like, bullcrap, I can get more. And they're like, okay, best of luck to you. And then if they come crawling back with their tail between their legs, then maybe we get a shot at them. Doesn't look like we've seen much movement there. Still haven't updated this. How are you doing? See, they have us at 13, or they have us at 10. It's where the numbers get all weird. It's weird that it's like, isn't this just freaking math? I don't understand why there's a difference between you guys and what our cap space is. I guess because some of the contracts are not fully understood. Gabe Davis is a Jaguar. All right. Cool beans, man. The Bills wide receiver Gabriel Davis is signing with the Jaguars per rap sheet. Expected to be a 3-year deal. Gabriel Davis. Let's take a little look-see. How do you spell his stupid name? I spelled it right. Gabriel. Did he spell it wrong? Oh, Gabe. Because it's just Gabe. Gabe. So that one's a little iffy, huh? I mean, the yardage and stuff is there. He doesn't, not super popular. Look at the game to game, too. Yikes. He's got some rough ones in there, man. Some yikes in there. He's a young guy. 6'3", 225. He's a big dude. Jaguars trying to figure out their wide receiver stuff because they dish out all that money, and I think some of them are on the way out, if I'm not mistaken. See if I can get this to pull up here. Yeah, so Ridley's a free agent. Zay Jones in his final year, and he's 29. And then they just got Christian Kirk sitting there, so... I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to be a superstar move, but whatever. It's a body, I guess. Really hope we keep Savage. I think we haven't seen who he really is yet. Yeah, I mean, that was my thought, but, you know, I just think if I or we were right about that, they would have just locked him down. So it's starting to think Halfley's like, yeah, I'm not so sure about this guy. I'm not thrilled about people suggesting the Packers sign Queen. Well, let's take a look at Patrick Queen real quick. So, Patrick Queen, it's still pretty iffy, right? But we're seeing some big improvements. The one thing that kind of makes me nervous is they had that, you know, linebacker coach that we were talking about possibly being our defensive coordinator. You wonder about removing him from that environment. Let me turn this down a little bit. It's getting a little intense and annoying. I just, you know, does he regress a little bit? And then you look game to game. I mean, again, he had some great games, but there's some roughness here. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be all the way out on it, but, you know, we'll see. We do need linebackers. It would be a pretty big swing. We'll see how she goes. It does seem like he's improving, so we can upplay that. He just goes by Gabe. Yeah, good call. Oscar, you're Gabe. Boom, roasted. Okay. Too old for this is in. How is our poll doing? How's this poll? 50-50. Dang. Right down to it. He's a killer queen. It's a good song, man. They did, Tyler. Yeah, I know. Shut up. Bob Dow. They can't until Wednesday. The smartest guy in the room stuff is the most annoying thing in the world. One of the top free agents is off the market as Dolphins star defensive tackle Christian Wilkins is headed to the Raiders, sources say. Dang. 4-year deal worth $110 million. Okay. So what is that? 25, 27? 27-ish, $27.5 million. $84.75 million guaranteed. David Mulugeta and Athletes First. Dang, that's a big chunk of change, man. Well, good for him. Good for him. Bills cornerback Cam Lewis is re-signing to a 2-year, $4 million deal with Buffalo. Round up for the last hour. Bears sign DeAndre Swift. Titans get Tony Pollard. Jaguars Gabe Davis. Vikings Jonathan Grenard. Packers release David Bakhtiari. Commanders sign Durant Armstrong. Broncos sign Brandon Jones. I missed this one. Not that I care, but I missed it. All right, so let's take a look. I've been a big fan of Wilkins. I'm kind of, I guess I won't be, I'm not surprised because I don't know that it's a huge need for the Packers, especially at that price. But just from a personality standpoint, dude is a super good dude. Here's Mr. Christian Wilkins. As you can see, the pressures have been suspect. This is like one of his first times ever being above 10%, and it's like exactly 10%. But all anybody cares about is that number right there, so that's what's going to get him paid. And then the Raiders, we pull up the Las Vegas Raiders. I just want to say LA Raiders. There you go. John Jenkins, Belial Nichols, Adam Butler, all free agents. Jerry Tillery, who's not good in the final year of his deal. Desperately needed some interior defensive line. So they got it done. I don't know how much that's going to help you with your situation here. Look at all these guys, man. Running backs are all gone. Fullbacks gone. You still got Adams, but he's 32. Jimmy Garoppolo, like, I guess. Hunter's 29 and in his final year. Ay. Offensive line's falling apart. They got nothing, man. Nothing. They gotta do something at offensive line, man. That's getting pretty rough. Got 314. Still at 50-50, man. It's a split fan base right there. Caldwell Corner. I have already failed in my attempt to predict the offseason by making moves in Madden. I guess I'm no good at kunst. Fallen Prime says, how much available cap space do the Packers have now? I believe it's like 30 million, like 31 million, but I could be wrong. I mean, there's going to be disagreements. I haven't seen what Ken Ingles had to say about it. These two are going to have different numbers. They're still at 13. They're still at 11. So we're at somewhere between 11 and 13 million, and we just saved another, I think, 21 million or something. Christian Wilkins to the Raiders. Waiting for Goot to sign someone is like waiting for Michael Scott to tell us what his surprise is. Is this a surprise? Nope. If we get Queen, do we play We Are the Champion song every game? All right. I mean, we could mix it up. Queen's got a lot of good hits, man. We could play Radio Gaga. We can do whatever we want. Teams overpaying are really screwing us. I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, they're wasting their money, so they're going to have less when the better bargains come in. F free agency, draft and develop. Fair enough. Just patching holes, man. That's all. Just patching holes. Yes takes a slight lead here. How we doing here? Still 3-2. On YouTube, if you're watching, you can comment !N or !Y to go ahead and vote. If you're on the old X, you can go check out my poll. Make sure you're following me if you're following along. Pack_Daddy would be appreciated. I feel like we're getting a little heavy into the techno here. Just calm down, all right? Bears paying Swift is hilarious. Yeah, it is a little bit funny. Bears fans get so excited, man. They're going to do all the things, man. It's going to be crazy. We're going to sign all these big names. We're going to do all this stuff. And they get a running back and a safety. Question is, do we sign a new player or one of our current free agents back first? I mean, we got Tyler Davis back already, I guess, so that would be... But starting now? I don't know. I don't know. I would still guess one of our own because I had heard today that they were interested in bringing back Keyshawn Nixon. So if they're going to do it, I would think they would do it kind of soon. Notice how the year the Eagles fell apart, the Bears poached. That's exactly what I was saying. That the Eagles went down a bad path, and so they had to rethink their strategy, and so they start cutting some of the chaff away. You know what I mean? What do the Bears do? They suck it up. Like, guys, I mean, to some degree, that's true of most of free agency. Not all. Some of these are contracts that are unaffordable, but it's just silly, dude. They do that all the time, too. They pick up these guys that are just not good. The teams are like, okay, bye. Nathan says, have the Bears signed their annual running back and inside linebacker? No, it's running back and safety. which is close. We'll see if they pull a linebacker. Check out your poll. Is that not what After Dark is for? Would you stop with the poll jokes? Inappropriate. Christian and Mac about to go crazy this year, says Jalen Ramsey. That is a good point. It's going to be a heck of a duo there. Maybe. Although, again, Christian has not proven to be a super good pass rusher. I know he had a bunch of sacks last year. I get it. I understand. See if this is updated yet. This is going to break down. Just for me asking. You take a little peek at what's available if it actually works. I could actually wonder if this thing is going to be more useful or not. A lot of bodies out there, folks. You can't stop what's coming says it's going to be fun watching the Bears implode after they draft Williams. I hope so, man. I want that so bad. Nixon's value might be going down, though, if the NFL keeps disincentivizing the kick return position. PR feels much more valuable than kick return. That's true. They did make some changes to the rules to incentivize kick returns, which is hilarious to me because they specifically went out of their way to de-incentivize kick returns because it's dangerous. Now they're trying to incentivize it, although technically the way they're doing it is supposed to still reduce the injuries but still increase the returns. We'll see. I don't know. He may become more valuable if the NFL starts making it, kick returns much more, they happen more often. Bo and Max about to go crazy this year. Who's Bo? Bo Body. Bo Body. The discussions in Indy about Christian Wilkins' market was very entertaining. Many around the league thought his deal would be $21-23 million. He, of course, blows that out of the water and joins the Raiders. Gotta love it. Teams are looking at reasonable prices, and somebody just comes in way over the top and just like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it outright. It's kind of like when you're like on eBay trying to bid on something, and then there's like a buy price, and it's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just buying it. It is funny watching all the positive PR come out about these guys, these mediocre players that get signed, and it's like, check out this random stat about how great they are. Huh? When the poll is done, are you going to do a dance? Your poll dance? Y'all are crazy. Yeah, if you pay me for it. You know how this works around here. Bo Melton. Never forget Bo Melton. Oh, all right. Who'd you say? Bo and Max? Now I don't know who Max is. Thought we were talking about the Raiders. I feel like I should be pole dancing to this song right now. Or, as I said, stabbing vampires. Max Melton. Okay, whatever. Fair enough. Bo Melton and Max Melton. Get it. It would be kind of cool seeing them line up against each other in, in the thing. Practice and whatnot. Packers would have to do that, right? You'd have to pit them against each other. Titans are expected to... Oh, yeah, we saw that. Lloyd Cushenberry. Duh. Houston Texans, Philadelphia Eagles pursuing Barkley. It's a two-man race. Ken Ingalls says the Packers net 20 million in salary cap space for 2024. His contract was previously $40 million, which is off the books, but it'll leave behind $19 million. He is replaced on the top 51 roster with a $795,000 contract, which is something else. You have to subtract that as well. He doesn't give a final number, though, for where the Packers are at. Speaking of, still nothing. Still nothing. Still dead. All right, what do we... No, we got everybody left. It's not really worth poking around. Yes. This reminds me of Streets of Rage, man. Remember Streets of Rage? The video game? David will end up with the Jets, right? It all seems too perfect. The only question is the turf. He's been such a advocate for... hating specifically the Jets turf, but all that fake turf stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if he holds firm on his beliefs or not, or if he's gonna end up over there. Because I know Rodgers is gonna be pushing it hard. And it's gonna be hard for Bakhtiari to not do it, but it's just gonna feel a little hypocritical for him to go sign over there. Nathan says, I bet Bach faked the injury to go play with Rodgers for pennies. It'd be pretty wild to start that whole thing when Rodgers was still on the team. What do we got here? Crystal Bloom by Slow Ya Roll. Gabe Davis, 3-year deal, $39 million. Chance to get $50 million. Okay. What is your problem? Nathan says, long con. I get it. Fair enough. Garrett says, pigeons aren't real and Bach's knee isn't healed. Play In the Face of Evil by Magic Award. I mean, if it's on here and I can play it for free, I will. Is it in Epidemic Sound? Because otherwise I can't play it. I'd like this to remain monetized if possible. In fact, I should probably work on that right now. Switch to this one. Yeah, we know about the comp update. I feel like I'm on hold for customer support. True that. Box knee is a pigeon. That's what I'm saying. Pretty wild tech support. By the way, do me a favor. If you're checking out on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. If you're following along on Twitter/X, make sure you please follow me. It would be greatly appreciated. If you're hanging out with me today. Cooldown period. Trying to figure out how long to let this ride out to see how long before I end this. I know as soon as I do, the Packers are going to sign somebody, but at some point, like we got to do Packernet Derailed tonight. Obviously, that's a long time from now, but still. Got to call it at some point here. Give it a few hours. Give her a couple hours. It's been almost 2. Always makes your heart jump a little bit. Free agency frenzy, Packers. Oh! I guess we could listen to that. Let's listen to this. Pause.
Well, let's start with the facts of this. The Green Bay Packers have informed him of his release. One of the best left tackles in the NFL over the last decade, an all-pro, a Pro Bowler, and an all-time awesome dude. His tenure is over in Green Bay, the longtime blindside protector for Aaron Rodgers. He is now out, had a cap number of $40 million. And I would say, this is probably not a surprise considering what he dealt with. Now, after the season, actually, I think it was middle of the season, he had another knee surgery with the hopes of being able to play again. I have not yet received definitive word on whether or not that is the case. I know he wants to, but I do not know whether he actually will. So I would take this as goodbye to Green Bay. It has been an unbelievable run, and after that, we will see. Well,
there you go. There she is. Still would just like to see an update on the. I mean, it's relatively easy math. I just want to see it. You know what I mean? Just let me see it with my eyeballs. Team cap space. There you go. So over the cap has us at $33.768,808 million. I haven't seen the Packers with this much money. I don't know how long it's been. In forevers. When are the Bears going to get that 7th rounder for Fields? Yes. Bro, that's going to be the best. The best. We are now on the clock for an offensive tackle. Yeah. Again, there's going to be a lot of disagreement about that, but I don't know. I wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't. What other, let's get out of here. Let's see if there's some different genres. What do we got? Ramadan? No thanks. Creator. What is Vaporwave? That sound like a thing that's interesting? Really friggin' loud. It sounds like the same crap we were just listening to. What? Ambient Daydream. Sounds like a thing. Hello? Did you switch? What? It's the same thing. How is it the same thing? That was weird. If Fields was dating Swift, would Bears keep him? I don't know. But we should try to set them up real fast. Like real fast. Bro, is there music involved in this, or? I guess that's what Ambient Daydream is all about. That's a little stupid. This is a little Women's Month. No. What does this mean? Sounds triumphant. Listen to some breakcore. It's for people with ADHD. Breakcore? I mean, I will look. Is this breakcore? I don't know. Why did I read that thinking DeAndre Swift? Oh, dude, I did 100%. I did too at first. I was like, if Fields was dating Swift, because they just signed Swift, obviously. I was like, this is a weird comment. But there you go. Compensation update. Bengals signed tight end Drew Sample to a 3-year, $10.5 million deal per sources. He gets $3.5 million in 2024. Ew. All right, I'm back. Wasn't here. What were your opinions on the Swift signing? I mean, I think Swift is fine. He's not a great running back. I think Roschon is probably going to be their top guy. So he's kind of a backup. He didn't get paid a ton of money. So I'm guessing he's going to be seen as sort of a receiving back / change of pace back. But he wasn't great at that either when we looked at it. So, I mean, look, if it's a relatively low contract for a number 2, it's whatever. I would personally, if you're looking for depth, just try to find it in, let me pull this up here, in the draft, because you could easily find someone. And you got Herbert and Homer for one more year. So you don't need to go out and get Swift. You just ride with Johnson, Herbert, and Homer. Take a couple mid to late, get a mid to late round running back, get a couple undrafted free agent running backs to come in. I mean, again, Roschon's your dude, right? He's your main guy. At least that's what I'm hearing from Bears fans. Not that means anything, because that fan base has no freaking idea what's going on. But that would be my thought process. Just ride with the 3 you got. It's going to be a good enough backfield. And just take a swing or 2 in the draft and be done with it. I don't understand. Jordan Love to the Falcons for the 8th. I don't know what that means. Jordan Love to the Falcons for the 8th. Again, that's a different comment, but the same comment. Any chance the Bears just keep Fields as a backup? I don't think so, but maybe. I mean, if nothing else, it's almost to save face, because how embarrassing is that going to be to trade him for as little as they're going to get for him? Which, you never know. Maybe they get a big haul. We'll see. Dan Quinn is bringing in a familiar face. Sources say the Commanders are expected to sign Tyler Biadasz. I don't know if I knew he was available, but I guess he was. Huh. Is he, did he fall off or something? He was a pretty good football player. Let me just see something real quick. Go to, was it Washington? Nah, maybe not. I was thinking of somebody else. Here's Tyler Biadasz here. I mean, it's fine if you need somebody, you know what I mean? Pretty average across the board, doesn't really excel in anything, but seems fine. And they got Nick Gates. Is he not good? Why do I feel like these guys are good? So who's center then? Or is Nick Gates going to go to guard? Nick Gates. He's not a free agent. So what's the problem? I don't know. I don't understand. Nick Gates, he has played some guard. So maybe they're going to kick him over here to guard. Let Biadasz play center. Still got, he's only 25. He'll get re-signed. I think that's got to be the plan, because I don't really understand it otherwise. You already got a center. But yeah, kick Gates over to guard. Probably the plan. By the way, is this the music you were asking for? Somebody wanted breakcore. This doesn't sound like what I would envision breakcore to sound like. But I typed in breakcore and there's just a list, and it probably just gave me a random list because it has no idea what I'm talking about. Also, I couldn't be happier we signed Elton Jenkins when we did. These guards are getting crazy contracts. That's true, man. The guard money is going up, which is weird. It seems like a weird thing to randomly happen. I want to see real quick if anybody's around to take over for a bathroom break. Figure it out. Figure it out. Stop sucking down so many of these sparkling waters. All right, what's next? We should come up with a new poll. What would it be? I don't want to do something like who's going to sign such and such, because then I have to list every single team. Could do Will the Packers re-sign Savage, you think? Drop some comments. Let me know what kind of a poll you think we should do. Let me look at the Packers thing real quick here. This didn't get updated. Tyler Davis got re-signed, but whatever. Who is like the most likely? I don't want to say what's his name, because I think that's almost a dundee. Who else would be the most likely guy to get re-signed? Maybe Runyon? Rudy Ford? I don't know why they don't have Savage listed here. I don't know. Let me know. Sun just came down and chastised me because we need to be grilling because it's really nice outside. So that's the other thing we got to do when we jump off here. We'll give this another hour or two to see if the Packers do anything. I got to jump off, do the whole bathroom thing, and then got to for sure get some meat grilled. We got beef tenderloin, I think, is what I'm going to do today. And then I've got a beef roast, which I'm going to do in my... I'm going to smoke it, I think, for a little while and then throw it in the frickin' thing. Put it in the oven for a long time. Let it break down. Poll question. Destination of Fields. St. Louis Battlehawks, Raiders, Bears, CFL. That's not a bad poll. I'm not going to lie. That's actually really not a bad poll at all. I think I can only do 4 options. Let's see. Where will Fields end up? That is a good poll, man. I like that. So we got St. Louis Battlehawks. Let's see. Hold on. Raiders, Bears, or CFL? I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. I like that. It's a good poll. Bam. Polls up. Should I do it on here? Does anybody care? I don't feel like anybody wants to participate on YouTube. I'll just go ahead and leave that one up, I guess. What's your favorite poll? Flag or stripper? Why for flag and for stripper? Oh, Nathan, you're crazy, man. Release of 69 feels like a precursor to spending, otherwise why right away? Had 2 days to decide. Yeah, I mean, and I've been saying that for a while. Like, they're really pulling as much money as they can. But then they're just not, you know, pulling the trigger on anything. But a lot of the big names are still sitting out there, so we'll see. Gonna go get Danielle Hunter, man. Doing it. St. Louis Battlehawks is currently in the lead. Y for flag, N for stripper. You can't stop what's coming. Just hammered N. Underrated Fields destination is Seattle, says Jake. Jake, if you want to jump on, you're more than welcome. I'm going to need somebody to relieve me pretty soon here. Just let me know if you're able or if you're busy or working or whatever. Anything going on? What do we got here? Rams have agreed to terms with Jonah Jackson, 3-year, $51 million with $34 million guaranteed. Big payday for Jackson. Yeah, we're drafting a guard, son. I'm sorry. Jeez. Evan says, do you think the McKinney rumors are true, or is it just a negotiating tactic by his agent to get a bigger deal with the Eagles? I honestly think that I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, I mean, it's who knows, because we know it's entirely possible the Packers are interested. We also know that the Packers are constantly used as bait. The only thing that makes me think it's not true is that if the Packers were interested, we wouldn't know about it. They're much more secretive about everything. I don't know how they managed to do that. They must tell the agent, like, don't freaking run your mouth. Savage to Jacksonville? Oh, look at that! Son of a bee. Jaguars aren't done. Sources say they're signing former Packers safety Darnell Savage to a 3-year deal. So they got Gabe Davis and Savage. Not a surprise that Savage won't be returning to the Packers. They are starting over at the position, and their intention is to re-sign Keyshawn Nixon as their slot corner. Savage would have had to play there in Jeff Hafley's system. Wow. All right, Spoon. There you go. I find that interesting. He would have had to have been a slot. So safety just wouldn't work in his system. Maybe it's because he's not a good enough tackler or something, possibly. Wow. Unfortunately, I'm working right now, but can definitely keep up with the chat. Appreciate you, Jake. You can't stop what's coming, says that sucks. Lots of NDAs. Yeah, right. All right, well, there you go. Savage is out the door. Like I said, it was starting to feel that way. Like, if they wanted him back, they would have been back by now. Granted, they haven't signed Keyshawn yet, so that still needs to be done. The Aaron Jones thing needs to be figured out. You know. Nathan says, okay, sorry, brother. It's too nice outside. Gonna take an edible and go for a walk. You can take me with you, man. Come on now. Don't leave me hanging, Nathan. Nathaniel Plotz. Hang out with me, man. Don't leave me. Got to check in our poll. Enjoy your walk, though, for real. Have a good time. I got to go enjoy that, too. I'm going to be grilling later. It's going to be a great time. All right, what do we got here? Battlehawks in the lead. Oh, CFL's catching up, but Battlehawks still in the lead, 42.4%. We're getting more into the nose as the day goes along here, as you can see. Still 3-2 on our YouTube poll. Somebody retweeted the poll, where will Fields end up? And they said Wendy's drive-thru. Look at this. What the heck is this? Apparently I'm Alex Jones. Y'all didn't know that. Undercover. I don't understand how that's a thing. That's crazy. I wonder if Spot Track is updated. Let's see what we got here. 3-year deal, $30 million for Tyler Biotish, $10 million a year. Still no update from Spot Track on the Packers contract situation. Rams are signing tight end Colby Parkinson, sources say. NFL Network reports it's a 3-year, $22.5 million deal. Jets free agent defensive end Bryce Huff is signing a 3-year, $51 million deal with the Eagles. There you go. Huff is out for the Jets, in for the Eagles. Oh my goodness, the Packers are expected to sign Josh Jacobs. Wow. That's a big one. Well, a lot of people have been saying, man, running back. And listen, what I said about the running back thing, if you're going to take a swing, go for the young guy. Josh Jacobs is, 25 years old? That's, sorry, Evan, I'm a little slow. I mean, that's the Aaron Jones replacement. That's also, listen, this is a bargaining chip. I hate to say it, but this is, you go to Aaron Jones and you say, look, we need you to take a pay cut. I mean, there's no saying no, you know? Right, and this, Evan says, keeping it close to the vest. We can shut down the poll now. They just signed somebody. Garrett says, well, do we draft a running back now? I mean, maybe. Holy crap, Josh Jacobs. Let me go up a little bit, see what we got. Start getting some numbers. It just says expected to. A stunner, says Ian Rappaport. Dude, the Packers are crazy with running backs, man. They are always in on these running backs. That's the one thing that everyone's asking if we're getting a running back. It's like, it doesn't seem like it, but we keep hearing about how they're in on these guys. You can't stop this, says Jacobs Jones will be crazy. Yeah. But again, I mean, you go to Aaron Jones and you say, look, man, you got to take the pay cut or we're just moving on. But either way, you get another year or however long with Aaron Jones. I saw JJ had posted something. He had heard from somewhere that they're looking to try to get a long-term thing with Aaron Jones. But either way, whenever Jones leaves, Josh Jacobs for the long term. He had a bad year. This past year had a down year. But I mean, obviously the guy has been for many years an absolute stud. So, you know, you got to figure out what the heck happened here. Potentially, I mean, you could blame it on injuries, but I mean, he was bad all year prior to. You know, it could be the offense. You got that freaking loser running the offense from New England, whatever his name is. He's already out, but, you know, maybe that was part of the issue. I don't know. But you get a little bit of this. I mean, you might have the two best running backs in football on the same team this year, potentially. I mean, it's absolutely wild. See if we got some updates. The Green Bay has worked with Aaron Jones on a new deal. They were in the market for a running back, now one of the best out there. Green Bay has worked with Aaron Jones on a new deal, and they were in the market for a running back, now one of the best out there. I don't understand your tweet, dude. What does that mean? Explain what the hell you're talking about, Ian. Does anybody know what that means? Is that has... Okay. Did they get anything done with Aaron Jones, or what are you telling me? Green Bay thinks the... let's see. JJ is sending some messages here. Apparently they're close on deals with Keyshawn and Jones and made offers to other running backs. Signing Jacobs. Green Bay thinks the offer they made to Xavier is big. I don't know if that means the rest of the league or Xavier's agent. So JJ's got somebody claiming to be an insider talking to him. I've had that happen a couple times. One time it was real, one time it was not. Let's get some numbers here, folks. Josh Jacobs, oh my. I imagine they still use a day 3 pick on a running back. It's certainly not a huge priority, and they have solved this issue. I mean, listen, Dylan, we already knew, but Dylan's officially gone. I heard some people saying we don't need anyone because we got Emmanuel Wilson. Like, okay. Aaron Jones, 30 years old, final year of his deal. We'll see what happens with that. Still a big unknown in my mind with that situation. Waiting on numbers still. Do we know if the Raiders use the same run blocking scheme that the Packers do? I don't. That'll be something we're going to have to explore a little bit. They've had some different coaches in there, so some different schemes. It'll be interesting reaching out to some Raiders people just to kind of pick their brain and be like, what happened to him this past year? Like, why was there a dip? It could just be as simple as their offensive line fell apart. I know they did have, for example, they had a really strong offensive line for a while. And then certain guys, I'm blanking on their names, ended up leaving. Be something to check out. That Rappaport tweet hit like a Stone Cold's entrance music, right? All right, still got nothing here. Maybe our running back room is now one of the best. I mean, assuming Aaron Jones is there and assuming they're healthy, you'd have to assume that, right? 2024 running back class is mid anyway, says Jake. Fair enough. You're slandering a couple of my favorite guys, but I think that's fair. can focus on some other stuff. Seems like Smear is amazing. I don't think so, man. I mean, you know, when you start getting these definitive type of things, they are expected, sources tell me. I mean, a stunner, Josh Jacobs is leaving the Raiders and will be signing with the Packers, according to Rap Sheet. Antonio Pierce loses one of his favorites. Running backs matter, nerds. Get on board, Goody. Yeah. Can Jacobs long snap? That's a good question. If the Raiders' O-line was the issue with Jacobs, I'm worried about him coming to us. We aren't exactly known for run blocking. It's entirely true. But I think, I mean, they were... Let me pull it up. I mean, it's a different level of bad. Let me just check, though. Bing, bing, da ba ba dee ba da ba dee ba. Las Vegas Raiders. Who's calling me right now? Somebody calling me? Blocking. Oh, it's probably just blowing up my phone. We just did a Breaking Bach video. Do you want that uploaded too? All right. So here's what they had last year. So Colton Miller's a good left tackle. They missed him for part of the time, but it looks like everybody else was at least a good run blocker. Left guard, pretty mid. I would say this is Packers run blocking standards. Good center. Good right guard. And yeah, run blocking was not the problem. It doesn't appear. Everybody was pretty good at it last year, so that's not the issue. Pass blocking might have been an issue, but not necessarily run blocking. All right, what do we got? Nothing here. Still talking about Bryce Huff. Ain't nothing mid about Trey Benson. People leaving me voicemails. Get out of here. No, I'm not doing that right now. Leave me alone. Is Jacobs a big name? I'm still right then. Yeah, he's a big name. He's still a good running back otherwise, but he has warts like everything in this class. Come on, give me something. Give me something. Tell me Aaron Jones reworked his contract. Give me the numbers. Well, Packers take a big swing. That's swing number 1. So far, Fields is still going to the Battlehawks, it appears. We don't need this anymore. All the no's were wrong. Bunch of nerds. We gotta close this poll. We'll get another YouTube poll going. Not that it matters, but... Close the poll, nerd! Freaking moron. Stunner, Raiders have confidence in Zamir White. They will likely draft one now. Meanwhile, the Packers added a franchise back. Packers to sign running back Josh Jacobs. Whoo, baby, that offense gonna be pretty. Oh, man. Yeah, you can't vote on this poll anymore, sucker. Man, oh man. Josh Jacobs, huh? One of the best in the game. Not last year, but generally. Josh Jacobs' value in the passing game is understated. 2.15 yards per route run in college. What is it in the pros? Where's my boy Josh Jacobs? Let's pull him back up here. Josh Jacobs. Jingleheimer Schmidt. Nope, not passing, although he's done that. He has 1.24. His career average in the pros is 1.16. Last year, 296 yards. He's never had a receiving touchdown, ever. Is he a good blocker? Pass blocker? No. 50 PFF grade. Well, it'll be interesting to hear from Goody. Tom Silverstein wrote an article. If you want to read that, go for it. Updated free agency tracker. We can pull that up. 33rd teams doing some work. These are the guys available. You got people signed, or is it just available here? Just available. All right. A lot of names, man. Look at all these. Oh, it does show what happened to them. Okay. I don't know. Not digging it. Ah, you're still with us, Nathan. Don't screw with me. You're not going anywhere. Hot take, Fields to be a backup way week 10 out of football by 2025, says OG Boomer. I dig it. Are there cannibals in Haiti? It's not real. Cannibal Haiti. What? What? The heck is going on in Haiti? Jeez. All right. Got cannibals roaming Haiti. Got it. Good to know. Anyways, see stuff on Twitter and it's like, you guys make up so much stupid crap. And then it's true. What you got for me? Thank you, Nathan. You're so sweet. McKinney wants $16 million a year. Yeah, I've seen a lot of ranges. 16's like right in the middle. That kind of makes sense. Athletic says we outbid Raiders for Jacobs. How much did we pay? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. They be eating people, apparently, Ryan. That's what I'm saying. So the most powerful man over there, I was reading through an article, is a man by the name of Barbecue, because apparently he likes to light people on fire. And then there's that's like this gang leader that has like taken over the country, I guess. I don't know. But then there's like, I don't know if he's associated with it. There's like a roving gang of cannibals that are eating people. I don't know. I saw that there was a government overthrow, but I feel like that's kind of a normal thing that happens. Feels extreme. I don't know. Be right back. Gotta watch some Josh Jacobs highlights so I can hype myself up. That's a great idea. I don't want to put it up for where you can see it, because I'll ding my video, but... Oh, shoot. I want to go back to my thing here. Kicker news. Jaguars are signing Will Lutz. Nobody cares. All right. Let's pull up some Josh Jacobs for me, myself, and I. Sorry we can't watch it together, but you know how it goes. Josh Jacobs highlights. It's going to be so hard for me to not say Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer, Schmidt. And I just want to apologize in advance for the fact that I'm going to be saying that a lot. Here we go. Josh Jacobs. feel like Goody is just a huge running back fan, man. He's always trying to get these stud backs. I don't know if that's a Matt LaFleur thing, possibly, or what, but... Man, I hope we have Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs. Anything? 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 Nothing? Okay. Come on, give me some updates here. Josh Jacobs, let's go. I don't want Jacobs if we can't have Jones too. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to have Jacobs without Jones at some point. But for this year, just give me that dual backfield, man. You know what I'm saying? Dang. Still nothing. It's gone dark. The insiders have all gone dark. It's a calm before the storm. I love that burst that Josh Jacobs has. It's cool when you've been able to admire a guy for so many years. You know, you talk about the Raiders, it's like, bro, Josh Jacobs is really good. I give you guys props. He's hard to bring down, too. I wonder if his missed tackles are up there. Because I know that's something that Dillon and Jones don't necessarily do very well. I'll check that out a little later. He's hard to bring down. Durance Armstrong to the Commanders. 3-year deal worth $45 million max. Another Dan Quinn favorite. Yeah, man. It's going to be fun. I can Blaine, see if he's seen this. Josh Jacobs to the Pack. Savage gone. Let me know if you got any more poll ideas. Throw them up. Running back feels like a market inefficiency right now, and Green Bay is taking advantage while they have ultra cheap wide receivers. That is a good point, to be completely honest with you. I mean, the value is really good for running backs, right? The price is so low for the value that they provide. And yeah, we're so cheap at wide receiver, tight end. We have flexibility. Still no new news. Packers look like they're going to be signing Josh Jacobs, running back from the Raiders. And Darnell Savage is gone. He got signed to a new team.
Is it Josh Jacobs good?
Yes.
Like, how good?
Very good.
Better than Aaron Jones?
I don't think so.
So if we would probably, so if we get Aaron Jones back,
Yes. Instead of A.J. Dillon.
he'll still play a lot.
Yes.
They'll probably just switch on.
Yeah.
They're both like two really good guys.
Yep.
And Josh Jacobs isn't really used to teammates.
Right.
He's not gonna. So like maybe next year he's probably gonna get more time.
Falcons have signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year contract. Dang. Kirk Cousins is gone out of Minnesota. It's official. He's a Falcon.
But so you gotta watch out for the Vikings getting quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if they're going to be high enough to be able to draft one. They might try to trade up. I got to assume they're going to take a swing somewhere. They got to have a quarterback. I mean,
Is there any good quarterbacks
in the draft, yeah, but I don't know if they're going to be able to draft them.
no, I'm saying,
In free agency?
yeah.
No. Yeah, the one that they had was a good one.
Did you get your kid outfit on?
Yeah, they got Nick Mullins and Jaron Hall.
Any crazy trades yet?
Oh, Bakhtiari's gone too.
Losing so many people, just like last year. Last year we lost so many. This year we lost. Wait. Did we sign anybody yet? Oh yeah.
Josh Jacobs, yeah. No, that's it.
Did go get Savage back? Did we?
No, he went to Jacksonville. I don't know. We'll see about Rudy Ford.
He's got like he's not like the greatest guy, but he's like okay.
Yeah, I'd be fine with him.
Like yeah, only 5 or 6 years starters.
Yeah. Kirko Cousins, 4-year deal with the Falcons. Be interested to see how much that's going to be. Yeah, the Vikings, Josh Dobbs and Kirk Cousins out the door. Nick Mullins, 29 in the final year of his deal, and then Jaron Hall is all they got. So, you start looking at this. I mean, yeah, I see Jake Shavink says, J.J. McCarthy, you are a Minnesota Viking. I'm hoping he goes earlier than that. I know he's like down in the 20s and stuff, but I just would be... Oh, he's up to the 12s already. I don't know. I'm hoping somebody grabs him in here. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm worried Minnesota's going to get somebody good, but maybe they'll get somebody that sucks, and we get to laugh at them for a while. I mean, I doubt they're going to be as good as Kirk Cousins anyway, so who cares? Very happy not to be going to the draft with running back as a need, though. Not a class I liked at all. Though a day 3 pick is never a bad investment. Yep. Fields to Minnesota would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. But then we couldn't root for Fields to succeed. Still waiting on the McKinney tweet. Yeah. Falcons' new look offense. Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. Well, this is starting to feel like the Denver Broncos, where it's like, you keep talking about how good their unit is. It's time to start, put up or shut up. What'll the Vikings do now? I'm guessing they're going to try real hard to take a swing at a quarterback, but the question is there going to be someone they like still available? Kirk Cousins, most overpaid NFL player ever come at me. He might be overpaid, I don't know. I just know he's good at football, and he's not in Minnesota anymore. Aaron Jones is staying, right? Please tell me Jones is staying. I don't know. We don't. The only thing we saw was this really weirdly worded tweet. By Ian Rappaport. Green Bay has worked with Aaron Jones on a new deal, and they were in the running back market, now one of the best out there. So they're working on it, I guess. I don't know. No confirmation. I missed your running back market inefficiency comment, Nick. That's a great point. Many are commenting on that. Yeah, and that's the thing. You talk about like never draft a running back or never pay a running back or whatever. That's not true. The point isn't never pay a running back. Everybody has a value. The question is, what is the value and how much you should pay? I might have to take a little bit of a break here and open her back up later or something, or just be done because we're having some complications. I have the most sensitive child in the history of the universe. The most sensitive. I was not prepared for having girls. What was Josh Jacobs' PF? It was not good. We went over it. It was like in the 60s or something. It was a 65 PFF grade. The year before that, it was a 91. I'm working, can't keep up with all the free agent stuff. Yeah, there's a decent amount going on. Kirk Cousins is the latest big one. Kyle Brandt lost his guy. He's a big Kirk Cousins fan. I know he's a Bears guy, but he was always hyping him up. Pitt's stock goes through the roof. That's probably true. Well, I hate to do it. I wanted to do this for several hours, but having some issues upstairs, so I think I'm going to cut it. We're almost at 500 viewers, though, which makes me sad. I wanted to see if we can get there, but I think we gotta let her go. I might. Either way, we're going to jump on later tonight. Tonight is Packers, Packernet Derailed. So we'll be talking about any new additional news or whatever. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's been a good couple hours. We got to see some stuff. Hopefully get some more confirmation on what's going on. And we'll be back. Have a good one. Bye-bye.